How are you doing? Welcome to this Classico preview show. Just over 30 hours of this Barça Real Madrid at the Spotify Cup No return game of the Copa del Rey semi-finals. We are one step away from a major final. Copa del Rey, Spencer City. I'm starting to feel excited, nervous. Yeah, I mean, Clásicos always make you feel that way, but when there's a final, it place.
And also a little bit of deja vu.
Yeah.
No, because I feel like we've been doing Clásico preview shows all year. It's crazy. This is the third one in about a month's time.
Fourth this year. We had the Supercopa the Supercopa final. Then there was the Copa del Rey semi-final first leg. Then we La Liga, and we're back at it again tomorrow. Let's see if we can repeat the outcome of the last two Clásicos that we have played. Right. Xavi Hernández in the press room in about a quarter of an hour. Also there is Bruno Ballester, who saw Barca's training session earlier on. Bruno, tell us.
Hernández will be seated on the hot seat here at the press room of the Ciutat Esportiva Joan Gamper. The one who is talking now with the media is Carlo Ancelotti in Madrid, previewing this Clásico. In terms of Barça news, let's review a little bit before match. It's going to be the fifth official Clásico of the season. In the last four, three victories for FC Barcelona, one for Real Madrid. So things are going quite well so far this season. And today, for this match, if there's no big surprise, some of the youngsters that have been part of this Casado, Alex Garrido, who made his debut last weekend against Elche, also Arnau Tenas, and Arnau Casas, who also has take part of the group. We are waiting to Xavi Hernández. We are also waiting to see this squad list that, as we mentioned, it has to be similar to the one against Elche, adding some youngsters. Of course, Rafinha, who is back after suspension. So, well, all the ingredients are here for this Clásico. It's going to be tomorrow, the last one of the season. And the fifth one. So Barça has a good advantage. After the 1-0 that the team achieved at the Santiago Bernabeu, they will have to confirm tomorrow at the if they want to stay and qualify for the big final of the Copa del Rey that will be played in Seville. Remember that this evening, the second leg of the other semi-final will be played between Athletic Club and Osasuna. The team from Navarra, Osasuna, won 1-0 in that first leg.
And Bruno, of course, this semi-final, the return leg of the semi-final played at the Spotify Cup. No, we had a great attendance in Liga. We're in the middle of Easter week, so there should be a great attendance tomorrow as well.
Yes, there are still a few tickets available. All those from members that cannot attend and are putting their seats on sale for. It's going to be almost sold out tomorrow at the Spotify Cup No. Also here at the press room, covering this match. High expectations as always in the Clásico, but even more this one because it's a decisive one because there is a final in play.
All right, thank you very much, Bruno. We'll let you get to your seat in the press room, and we'll talk to you tomorrow, of course. Barça trained on this morning, as Bruno was mentioning, a training session with all of the available players. The return of Rafinha, who was out suspended for the game against Elche at the weekend. None of the injured players took part in this training session. Unfortunately, we have Rafinha back. He's played well in the recent Clásicos.
The only thing these images are missing at the Ciutat Esportiva are all of the kids running around at the Barça Academy World Cup. It's going on right behind them right now, so they can catch a peek from there. Including some of the youngsters perhaps late.
Well, yeah, some of them got a chance the other day in Elche. For example, Alex Garrido, who made his debut. Let's focus on a couple of names that could be important tomorrow. And the first, of course, is our goalkeeper, Marc Ange. In the Clásico in the first leg. Of course, that what made that easier was that Real Madrid did not have a single shot target. He's going to be busy tomorrow with Real Madrid with urgencies. Ter Stegen clinched his 150th clean sheet in all competitions in his Barca career the other day.
This game with after their 6 0 victory over Valladolid, you would think that their confidence is going to be high in their ability to create chances. Now, to score goals, that's another story, because this guy's been stopping just about everything, and that guy too, in the middle ground.
Jules, he Araujo for Real Madrid's goal, but on the whole, once again, we saw very little of Vinicius in that La Liga game, and partly thanks to Ronald Araujo.
Same thing, which speaks to Araujo and his ability as a defender to slow him down.
Robert Lewandowski got to
Lewandowski at his finest, when he's in form, when he's feeling confident, taking those opportunities from outside of the box and getting in and creating distribution opportunities too. He's just as good of a passer as he is a goal scorer.
Yeah, and he was very involved at the weekend against Elche, creating space for Ansu Fati, for example, in that second goal. He saw his fourth goal, created opportunities. He scored 2, but could have been 3. Another player who impressed us the other day against Elche was Xavi, because it doesn't matter if it's Real Madrid, it doesn't matter if it's Elche, or it doesn't matter if it's your local team. Xavi will always 120% high intensity, regardless of what these campaigns say about him.
Yeah, but wait, can we turn the clock back to earlier this week when we were on Barça Live for the game, and we were talking about how everybody says that Xavi's high intensity, and that's not all that he is, right? Some of the things we just saw in those images there, his technical ability is often underrated about his game, because he
month ago. It's already been a month since that game. A goal that Barca managed to score through Frank Kessié. It ended up being an own goal, but it was a good recovery. Ferran Torres fed it through to Kessié. No offside there. Really disallowed. Took the lead in the tie, and that's how it would stay. No. Did dominate and push Barca back. They just weren't able to.
We haven't seen anything like since before Pep, which is just, it's just not the way they play, and that's what the players were saying after the game, and it was tough to stop.
In the second half, it mostly was Real Madrid putting crosses in. This one of the most dangerous. Vinicius did have to intervene there. It was a game in which Real Madrid have most of the ball, pushed the goal, and it could have even been 2-0 here if he had not been in the way of the shot of Kessié. Unfortunate there. It was almost certainly going in. Real Madrid with a final chance by Rodrigo. Say a game that Real Madrid dominated. Barça came out as winners at the Santiago Bernabeu, but you could see in the demeanor of the players after the game, the way they talked to our microphones, feeling about it. Let's refresh our memories and see what they said after the game.
And we didn't have many clear chances. So now I'm excited about the second leg. So we came into this one together. A problem for us. I'm happy for the win. I feel good for my teammates because we fought together. The most important thing is that we didn't
fighting, resisting. That's what a couple of weeks ago at the Spotify Cup, and we'd much rather tomorrow's script to be similar to that one. Chances galore for Barca, especially at the beginning, Spence.
Oh, that was fun. This was 3 minutes into the game, and
that day, 7 on target, 11 for Real Madrid, 3 on target, and the goal came out of nowhere.
Yeah, Barca were dominating the whole way, and then this happened, and I guess Araujo just felt bad for Madrid, so he wanted to give them one. I don't know, because they haven't been able to score one on Barca in a little while.
It was one of the most impressive performances, especially in the first half from Barca, that I remember this season. And a very important factor in that game, timely goals.
Yeah, we were saying it when we were looking back at this particular moment, that if Sergio Roberto does not net this one and we go into halftime and it's 1-0, the script changes completely for both Barca and Madrid, but especially for Madrid because they'd be happier to sit back a little bit, nurse their lead, and they couldn't do that. And then we thought for a moment that this was going to turn into a 6-point league.
But and right when Real Madrid were pressing us the most, because they had managed to push us back into our own half, Barca managed to run out Lewandowski, Balde, and then ultimately Kessié with the winner.
That was such a silky finish. You don't appreciate it until you see it a couple of times, how he had to snipe that as quickly as he could, put it right in the corner, beat Courtois.
El Clásico tomorrow. We'll be listening to Xavi Hernández in, well, I'd say in a minute. The press conference usually starts on time, and it is 1 o'clock, so we'll be heading over there soon to listen to what he has to say ahead of this game. And just a reminder, as you can see right underneath me here, we do have a draw on our website in which you can win a signed Koundé jersey or a signed Kessié jersey. So be sure to click on the link in the live chat, and you just have to fill out a form, and maybe you'll be the lucky one who wins one of those signed jerseys. I haven't done it yet, Spence, but maybe getting a signed jersey by the player who scored the winner at the Camp Nou in a Clásico, that would be special.
Would you wear it, or would you put it up on your wall?
Right, let's go to the press room. Xavi Hernández will be heading in there in, well, I'd say in a minute. There we are, all the journalists waiting for Xavi to take the hot seat, as Bruno said. Carlo Ancelotti was talking in Madrid just earlier on, uncertainties in what the Real Madrid lineup will be tomorrow. Xavi obviously has several absences that he has to deal with. Do you think, Spence, maybe we're talking about 4 midfielders tomorrow, or that he'll repeat the 3 up front?
It's really tough to say. For me, the clear protagonist from everything that Barca have done the last couple of weeks is Franck Kessié. He's the guy in the middle that's trying to turn the gears. And without Frankie de Jong especially in the midfield, and of course Pedri, somebody needs to take control and be a tank. And to me, he's that tank. He's not afraid to get forward in that 4th midfielder role when he needs to, and he can also hold his own in the midfield as well in defense.
We are waiting for the squad list to come out, but the injured players didn't take part in today's training session, so that's usually an indication that they will not be available for tomorrow. We're talking, of course, about Andres Christensen, Frankie de Jong, Ousmane Dembele, and Pedri. We'll see if we get any confirmation of that in the press conference that's going to start right now.
Bona tarda a tothom, benvinguts a la roda de premsa del tècnic del Futbol Club Barcelona, Xavi.
Welcome to the press conference of the Barça head coach, Xavi Hernández.
Barça TV, si us plau, Marc Brau.
First question, Barça TV.
Què tal, Xavi? Bona tarda, Marc Brau de Barça TV. A l'última prèvia del Clàssic vas dir havíem guanyat a la Copa,
The last time after the Clásico,
volem generar més
you
ocasions,
said
volem jugar més estona a camp
you wanted to control the game more, control the opponent.
en moltes fases del joc. L'objectiu és
The
plantejar el
objective
partit de la mateixa manera que el de la Lliga?
is to plan the game the same way
Una coseta. Gràcies.
as the first leg, or will there be anything that varies?
Cada partit ha de ser el dia de la Supercopa,
The Super Cup is our template, as well as the home game in the league.
com volem jugar,
That's how we want to play. That's the image we want to give off.
controlar el partit,
We want to control the game that way. That will be our ideal game plan.
contrari davant, que estic
But we're playing an opponent that's Real Madrid. They are the current champions of the league and the Champions League. They're hard to dominate, but we'll try.
dies, pocs dies,
We have had a few days just to train after Elche,
possible domini del Madrid i tenir-lo nosaltres.
but we'll try to dominate them.
Aquesta és la nostra idea, la
That's our idea and our intention. We'll see how tomorrow
serà fàcil.
pans out, but it won't be easy.
Molt bon resultat de l'anada, 0-1.
We have a good result, but it will be difficult to repeat it tomorrow.
Hola, Xavi, Ruth Vila, Catalunya Ràdio. La baixa de Jong...
De Jong is out, as well as Pedri.
Partit diferent del que
Does that mean you'll have to plan
noms, sinó per les posicions
things differently?
que potser planteges no fer quatre migcampistes.
Maybe not 4 midfielders, given the absence of those 2 key midfielders.
Independentment si
It won't vary that much.
amb un migcampista natural a banda,
Regardless if I have natural midfielders, the idea stays the same.
Pedri i el Frenkie,
Not having Pedri or Frenkie,
potser ser
could
menys
mean
pulcres i potser tenir menys possessió de la que
that we'll have less possession that we want, but the idea stays the same.
variarem res.
It won't vary anything, regardless of the result. That is now in our advantage, and a draw would mean we go through. We want to play well, we want to dominate.
Variarà res el resultat de l'anada ni
The result right now that we have in our favor won't vary my plans.
Hola, Xavi, Marta Ramon de RAC1. El Barça arriba a aquest clàssic amb
Barça arrives to this Clásico with a lot of
sembla que el Barça, per l'ambient que hi ha,
things happening off the pitch, the league, the UEFA League.
això
with
es trasllada
Real
al
Madrid.
vestidor, cansa, desgasta o és una...
How does that affect the dressing room? Does it motivate you or
vestidor no en parlem,
drag you or tire you out?
esportius no entren en el vestidor.
No, we don't talk about these things in the dressing room. We talk about football, talk about what we did well and not so well against Elche, how Madrid play, how we attack and want to defend, our strategy. We don't talk about
De la UEFA,
UEFA, about Negreira, about Tebas.
no surt tampoc parlar de
This topic just doesn't come up. We're focused
futbol, que és el més important.
on the task at hand and football. Tomorrow is the semi-final, a Clásico.
Crec que és prou important.
I think that's already very important in and of itself. We've won the last 3 games. The players, Madrid will come very motivated. They might want revenge. That's football. But we're going to show or want to prove that we can win. We play in front of our audience. We want the stadium to be a pressure cooker. And we need to take advantage. The game is played at home. We're very excited and motivated. All the rest,
Incumbeix, vull dir, no ho podem controlar des de dins.
we can control these things.
Hola, Xavi. Xavi Lemos de TV3. El fet de que tingueu baixes tan sensibles com l'Ousmane, Pedri...
Given that Ousmane, Pedri, Christensen, De Jong are out, these are
d'un favorit de cara al partit de demà? Ho dic perquè
sensitive
amb l'avantatge de l'anada,
players who will miss this game.
perquè jugueu a casa, però aquestes baixes tan sensibles que el Madrid no té,
Madrid don't have it. Does that make them favorites? Does it make it a more level playing field?
Favorit, no favorit, al final són
Favorites, not favorites. It's all comes down to feelings.
ens toca el Madrid.
I have the feeling that when we play Madrid
A doble partit, diguéssim, tinc la sensació de que és molt difícil.
over 2 games, it's very difficult to beat Madrid.
Sensació.
That's my feeling.
Ens
We are playing Madrid. How long has it been that Madrid hasn't won a knockout stage? So even with one goal in favor, for me, they continue to be favorites. They're the champions of the league, the Champions League, and I've played Madrid many times, and they right now have less pressure than us.
Xavi, Anaïs Martí de La Vanguardia. Quina opinió et genera Javier Tebas com a...
Javier Tebas, what opinion do you have of him as president of the league? I don't know. I don't know him. I don't have the luck to have gotten to know him. We've seen each other 2 or 3 times. We said hi to each other, and that's pretty much it. I can't give you a clear opinion, to be honest.
Buenas tardes, Alfredo Martínez, Onda Cero. Xavi, ¿tienes la sensación de...
Do you have the feeling, after losing the first Clásico of the season, you've gone on to win 3 with different tactics? Do you think that you have them under the belt? Do you have them won? Do you have them figured out? No, not at all. Madrid can win against any team, against us as well. For me, it's a very level playing field right now. For me, they are still the favorites. They're more used to playing these types of games. They have more experience. They're used to coming back from behind as well. So we need to be on our guard, as they're still favorites for me. But we're going to compete, and we'll try to dominate the game. We'll try to be better. We were better in the league. We were in the Super Cup as well. We weren't in the first leg. They dominated us, and that's what we want to avoid. No, we don't. I don't have Madrid figured out, no.
Hola, mister, buen día. Alejandro Segura en directo para Radio Marca. El otro día en el Martínez Valero.
The other day in Martínez Valero, when Ansu Fati scored, he was smiling. It's been a while that we haven't seen him smile in a while. With everything that happened last week, how much has it benefited scoring this goal? Well, for a forward, also Ferran, the fact that he didn't score in the last few games, it alleviates a bit of pressure when they do score. I already said it the other night. It was a perfect night for us. The result, how we played, there weren't any injuries. We were able to implement rotations. So I'm happy for Ansu and Ferran and all the players up top that helped to make a difference. So I'm happy for them, yes, both Ansu and Ferran.
Hola, Xavi.
Hola.
Bon dia, Doni Joan Martí de Relevo. Tenia en compte les baixes de Frenkie i Pedri, el paper de Gavi...
Taking into account the players you're missing, is Xavi going to be more of a key player? Are you scared perhaps that Madrid players are going to try to go after him to provoke him? Oh, he's good. He's, even though given his age, he's very mature for his age. He's already counting on a certain level of experience, which is good. He plays the game with a lot of passion. Tomorrow is going to be important, of course. We need to do things very well in order to pass through to the final.
¿Qué tal, Xavi? Buen día.
Buen día.
Bernabéu, Diario Sport, Sport TV. El otro día, precisamente cuando te preguntaban por Gavi,
The other day when you asked about... The other day when you were asked about Gavi, you said if Gavi would play for another team, he would receive more praises. You beat them in the Super Cup, Madrid, that is 12 points ahead of them in the league. Is the feeling that you have, given the Negreira case, that they want to damper the success of Barça? Is that your feeling? Do you notice this? No, because I don't read the press. I listen to very little radio, and we make our own evaluations from within inside the club, and the president is very happy with my work, and that makes me very happy. He's our boss, so if the boss is happy with our work, who cares what the other people say or think? We're here to win titles, to get good results. We're managing to get those. But right now, we've only won one title. We won the league and a cup, and tomorrow we have the possibility, very big one at that, to reach the final against our eternal rival, which is Madrid. So it would be double the joy if we eliminate them. But anything that's said outside of we don't need to pay attention to that. What counts is what we think of how we're doing. And I put a lot of merit on where we have come if we compare that to where we were last year.
Hola, bon dia. En aquesta mateixa línia, el Barcelona
Continuing down this line, Barça are at the cusp of reaching the Copa del Rey final after winning the Supercopa de España and leaders in the league with big players out.
el treball de la plantilla, ja no tant dels titulars que ens
How do you value the work rate of your squad? Yeah, it's been great. We've had players that had important moments. They've all helped. Everybody has added their grain of sand. After losing in the Bernabeu, we had a meeting. We talked about being a team, a squad, a family. Everybody's very much committed and implicated in the cause. And now we're reaping the fruits. Tomorrow's a final, though, for us. It's a semi-final, but it means a lot for us. And given all the players that are out, we're going to try to compete and win the game. And yeah, I value the hard work of my players. They are the most important assets in football. It's the football players that make the difference.
¿Cómo tú describirías la relación del Barça contra
How do you describe the relationship between Barça and Madrid? Surely you remember the era with a lot of bad vibes, but now the two clubs have a lot in common, the Super League, etc. How would you describe the relationship between the two? For me, nothing has changed. It's an eternal rivalry that is based on respect and fair play. We need to play, of course, with a lot of tension. There's a lot at stake. Madrid have the obligation to win as well as Barça. But that's it. We compete. There's tension throughout the games. And if we make a mistake, we ask for an apology, but that's it.
Hola, aquí Lola Hernández para Fox por México. Quería, bueno, en realidad dos preguntas que ya es que no se puede seguir. Vale. Pues déjame que dispare por Julián Araujo, que ha estado entrenando con vosotros. Sé que no puede jugar.
Araujo, I know, will not be able to play, but how important is he for you to have him called up for training today? Yeah, it's a shame he can't play for us. He's adapted so well. I think he's an aggressive, fast football player. He's potent. He has a good shot from outside. He's training very well. He's a positive kid. He's happy to be here. And it'll be important for us and him. You just said that in the dressing room, you try to isolate yourselves from all the noise. But you, being a football man, do you feel bad that the president of the league goes out and says things about Negreira and not talk about such a big game as the Clásico? I don't know. Is that all they talk about? If you say so, then I believe you, but I don't pay attention to that. We're here to play the game. That's what is important for us. We're well aware that there's a title at stake. All the rest I'm not interested in. Whatever they said, we value and compete. Tomorrow's game is important. I can't control what people say. We do our work, and that's it. We're focused on our own things and what we have to do tomorrow. Ancelotti just said that he doesn't have any plans of changing his formalized formationist tactic. Does that make you feel optimistic heading into this match? I don't know. We've worked different scenarios that we've encountered ourselves with. They're very strong physically. They're good in transitions. We've analyzed them. We've played against them a lot recently, and we know each other well. But they can always do new things as well as us. Surprise them. They will want to surprise us as well. But we know each other very well already for there to be surprises. I'll be surprised anyway. If Ancelotti that said that, they have a very clear game plan. They do that, execute that very well, and they'll be dangerous as always.
Què tal, Xavi? Santi Vall, en directe al que dius de Ser Catalunya. Deies que no has llegit, no has escoltat gaire, però segur que sí que t'ha arribat.
I'm sure that even though you don't listen to the press, that Real Madrid TV has put out videos about certain referees and how they have not benefited them. Are you? What do you make of that? Me, when it comes to the referees, I wouldn't like to win a game applying the dark arts. I want to win, but I want to win it in a legitimate way. For me, it's not worth talking about referees. Sometimes they make mistakes. It's normal. Sometimes we're on the losing end. Sometimes they benefit us. But I trust that they do the best possible work. You can say whatever you want. What I want is to win in a legitimate way, not using dark arts.
Què tal, Xavi? Carlos Monfort en directe pel Tuits de Gigantes. L'altre dia vam veure el gran partit d'Eric Garcia.
Eric Garcia played a great game as pivot. Do you see him as a possible substitution to Busquets? Everything is compatible in football. I haven't seen a good football player that is not able to adapt to a different position. Eric is an intelligent player. He can play in different positions. He can also play in the wing-back position or in the pivot. He already showed that. It adds value to him. He's a multifaceted player, and he allows us to have these alternatives.
Hola Xavi, aquí Alberto Hernández de Televisión Española. Me gustaría preguntarte cómo esperas que salga mañana el Madrid.
How do you think Madrid will come out tomorrow? In the Bernabeu, in the first leg, they dominated you. In the league, they needed to win, but you control the game more. What do you expect tomorrow? I think in Madrid, they will come out aggressive. They'll dispute us for possession, and they know we suffer without the ball. So they'll come out like that to press us. They did so already in the first leg. In the Copa, they were superior and dominated us, and they had the ball. We're going to try to be ourselves. We're going to try to submit them in their final third. We'll see how they come out. We need to show a lot of personality tomorrow to win. But we're prepared. We're going to compete well.
Hola Xavi, Josep Soldado para Jóvenes de la Sexta. Mañana hay mucho en juego.
There's a lot at stake tomorrow. There could be an extra time. Like the referee that has been called up for the game? Yeah, whatever. I just hope he does a good job, and I hope that he is fair. That's all.
Hola Xavi, buen día.
Hola, buen día.
David Ibáñez de Mediaset. Decías antes que no le tienes tomada la medida al Real Madrid, o que eso.
You said earlier that you don't have Madrid figured out yet, and that you're not favorites, that they're favorites. But winning so many games against Real Madrid surely will hurt the morale of their players, and maybe you could be considered favorites. Or the contrary, maybe they are more up for revenge. They'll be more out for revenge, and of course, they've lost the last 3 Clásicos, and that hurt them, but tomorrow it's another competition, another game. We want to be in the final, so one day. Madrid always competes, even more so against Barça. We were lucky to beat them in the last 3 games, but that doesn't mean anything. Tomorrow's another game. We need to change our mentality and compete the best way possible to reach the final, but it won't be easy. I think it's going to be a very difficult game tomorrow.
Hola Xavi, good luck for tomorrow
Thank
final.
you.
Barcelona only conceded 9 goals in the league this season. And there will be a goal monster in form against you tomorrow. He is Benzema. What kind of match do you expect? Thank you.
Well, I expect a very tough game, very difficult game. It's a Real Madrid. It's a winner team. It's always difficult to play against them. Yes, against Benzema, also Vinicius. If play Rodrigo, Valverde, they have top players in the squad. So very tough game tomorrow. But we will try to do our best to dominate the game, to control the possession. But let's see. It will be really tough.
Laia, Cervelló.
Hola Xavi, Laia Cervelló de The Athletic. Jo volia preguntar-te per Lewandowski, quan important és recuperar les bones sensacions del Pichichi de l'equip i de la Lliga just abans d'un clàssic? Gràcies.
Important per ell, personalment, per la confiança. Portava uns quants partits sense marcar, però estava sent transcendent també per l'equip en molts moments. Bé, els delanters, com he dit abans, Amancio i Ferran, sempre és positiu que marquin. Sortirà molt motivat, el Robert. Ens ajuda molt en defensa, en atac, és el primer que pressiona, com baixa pilotes, en el moment de la pressió alta del Madrid és un jugador transcendent per nosaltres, bé, i que estigui amb confiança és un punt positiu per ell i per l'equip.
Hola, señor Xavi, Jacek Kurowski, TVP Sport. Mi pregunta es fácil, creo que es fácil. ¿Tú puedes comparar a Robert y Karim? ¿Qué tiene Robert que no tiene Karim y viceversa?
Bueno, la pregunta no es fácil. Bueno, los dos, estamos hablando de los quizá 2, 3 mejores delanteros del mundo actualmente, seguro. Parecidos. Yo creo que Robert entiende muy bien el juego posicional, de la manera que jugamos nosotros. Benzema es un futbolista que aparece por todas partes del campo, se viene al medio campo a descargar.
Appears all over the pitch. He has a lot of talent. He associates well with his teammates. Robert as well, but he's perhaps more physical. Benzema has maybe more of a point of associative football, but both are difference makers for their teams.
Hola Xavi, Aurora Fuster per a Principal. Parles d'implicació i parles de família. Què creus que el Barça té més gana de títols que el Real Madrid? Gràcies. Més gana de títols.
Gana?
Sí.
Do you think that Barça want this title more than Madrid? I don't know. Of course, we're hungry for titles, yes. But I don't know if we can compare. But yes, we're very hungry for titles. We want titles, success. We have on our squad a lot of football players that haven't won many titles. The Super Cup, in fact, 3 months ago would have been their first. So yeah, we have a lot of hunger tomorrow, and that's an important point for us to generate success.
Hola Xavi, Jennifer Méndez para el brazo de gol. Habéis ganado los últimos 3 clásicos y desde
you won the last 3 clásicos,
habéis ganado 4 de los 5
and you as coach, you've won 4 or 5 clásicos. Are you?
Y no significa nada haber ganado los últimos 3.
Well, for me that doesn't mean anything.
No nos va a dar un gol a favor ni nada a favor, es decir.
Having won isn't going to be a goal in favor for us. It's a new game tomorrow, and we need to demonstrate again tomorrow that tomorrow we can beat Real Madrid. So all the past success doesn't mean anything. It gives us maybe a little bit more confidence, but maybe that also plays in favor to Real Madrid to have more self-pride and to want revenge. So it'll be more difficult for us to beat them.
Paula Muriel de l'Esportiu. Justament parlaves que s'ha de valorar avui com estava l'equip l'any passat.
You said that you need to appreciate where the team is now to compare to
No només que l'equip
last
estigui
season.
viu a la Copa i a la Lliga, sinó que està al penúltim pas d'aconseguir 2 títols. T'ho imaginaves o és una sensació realment?
Did you imagine
Has anat...
last year that you would be in the position that you are today?
No, jo estava convençut, si ho vaig dir el dia de la presentació del
I said
Gamper,
on my very first day that my objective was to win titles. I knew that was adding pressure to me and the team, but we have the obligation to do so. We're Barça. We need to win titles every season. Right now we have 2 at stake. Tomorrow we have the chance to go to the final, which are one of the most beautiful games you can play in football. And La Liga is almost in the bag. But nothing is won yet. And yeah, I was very positive at the beginning of the season, even when we lost, we got eliminated from the Champions League, or lost in the Bernabeu. I saw we had a good team that was ready for success, but we're still working on it. The season isn't over yet, despite us feeling optimistic.
Hola, Xavi, buena tarde. Nacho Jiménez de Más que Pelotas. En los 2 últimos clásicos, que sí ha sido importante a la hora de...
Que sí has been important in the last few clásicos.
¿Qué papel puede tener mañana, sobre todo con...
What will his role be tomorrow, given all the players you're missing? Frank is a player that understands the team, that is a team player, sacrifices for the team. He's got goal as well. He's always prepared in the second line to make a difference there. Lucky enough, he's been important when it came to scoring goals as well, or have an influence in the final third. So I have a lot of trust and confidence in him. He's a great player for us. He'll be important, no doubt.
Xavi, buena tarde. Me llamo Gaspar Iniestazo. El otro día veíamos a Eric de pivote.
The other day we saw Eric play as a pivot. Koundé could play in the right back position. How important is it for you to have these kind of players that can play in different positions? Is that something that you train?
Sí, pero más que nada no por las necesidades económicas.
Yeah, not so much because of the necessities of the financial necessities of the club, but also just for the team. I mean, I tried Balde on the right, Eric in the pivot position, or Sergio Roberto. He can play anywhere and he does so well.
Son una garantía, ¿no? Y un privilegio poder.
It's a privilege for me to have these versatile players and to have the players ready when I need them.
Gracias, buena tarde.
Right, that was the press conference of our head coach, Xavi Hernández, a Xavi who expects the Real Madrid to come out aggressive, strong, high press, as they always do, and Barça, he says, needs to stay loyal to what they did, especially in the Super Cup and in La Liga.
And what I heard from Xavi was that this is a game that both teams feel they're obligated to win. They both want this one because after the last couple, there are equal amounts of, I would say, motivation on both sides.
We don't have much time, but we can show you the squad list for tomorrow, which came out during that press conference. No surprises, unfortunately. All the injured players were not able to recover in time. That means that Andreas Christensen, Frenkie de Jong, Pedri and Ousmane Dembele will not be available for tomorrow. In fact, it is the same squad list that travelled to Elche, I believe. Plus Rafinha, so to Stegen, Araujo, Sergio Lewandowski, Ansu Fati, Ferran, Iñaki Peña, Marcos Alonso, Kessié and Sergi Roberto, with Rafinha, Koundé, Eric, Balde, Casado, Gavi, Pablo Torre, Arnau Tenas, Alarcón, Stanis and Aleix Garrido. So the Barça B players that joined the squad for Elche will also be there tomorrow at the Spotify Cup.
Yeah, lots of potential for many different things to happen, including if Barca can perhaps maybe put the game away, then maybe some of those young players get an opportunity. But yeah, we're looking at that left side mostly. But good to see Rafinha back after the suspension.
That would be an ideal comeback if we manage to get a good enough result for one of our youngsters to have some minutes at the end of that game. Right, Spence, just about 30 hours away from this.
All right, man, let's do it. I'm ready. Are you ready?
I'm ready. We'll go and get some rest, and we'll be back with you tomorrow 1 hour and a half before the game, 7:30 local time here, live from the Spotify Camp Nou with our colleague Bruno Ballester. We'll do the whole preview, offering you the lineup and all the latest updates. Of course, play-by-play on Barça Live. That's on YouTube, Facebook, and Barça TV Plus. And hopefully, we'll be celebrating by the end of it all that we'll be in the final of the Copa del Rey.
Woo! All right, big stakes. Let's do it.
I'll see you tomorrow, Spence.
Go.
Right, and we will say goodbye to you, leaving you with a video of some teammates congratulating Marc-Andre ter Stegen for his 150th clean sheet for Barça. An outstanding feat that goalkeeper managed to accomplish, and hopefully tomorrow he'll be able to keep one as well. We'll see you tomorrow. Bye.
Marc, congratulations for keep it 150 clean sheet. It's amazing. I know that you can keep going even more, but I know that also we have to attack always, and you are the part of this. One more. Congrats and all the best.
Felicidades, Marc, por tus 150 partidos sin encajar y esperemos que sigas así. Para nosotros es el mejor.
Felicitaciones, Marc.
Bueno, enhorabuena por los 150 partidos, por las 150 portería a cero. Creo que, bueno, dice mucho de ti, que estás haciendo un muy buen trabajo y, bueno, es algo importante, especialmente en este club, así que felicitaciones y a por más.